The moment Egyptian fishermen began pulling their nets from the murky Nile water, they knew something was horribly wrong. The weight wasn't fish. The shape wasn't natural. And when their lights finally revealed what had surfaced, grown men stumbled backward, refusing to touch it. That footage is only one piece of what we're about to show you. From skeletal predators stalking rural farms at midnight to wingless creatures dragged from flooded basements, these are the moments cameras captured when something ancient decided to reveal itself. Watch until the very end, because what surfaced from that river may force you to reconsider what still hides beneath waters we thought we understood. Between rows of tall corn under overcast sky, a local farmer follows a gray, impossibly thin figure clutching what appears to be a stolen chicken. Its movements are stiff, unnatural, as if it's never walked through a cornfield before. The man whispers, "It's right there," his voice barely audible over rustling stalks.
It's real. It's right there. It's taking the chicken. Oh, he sees it. Oh, crap.
Online, some insist this is clever practical effects. Others point to how the creature's skin absorbs light differently than human skin ever could. Personally, what unsettles me is the timing. It turns as if sensing the camera, then something lunges. If it knows when you're watching, what stops it from watching back? A freelance photographer testing low-light equipment captured something clinging to an exterior beam structure after dark. The footage reveals a pale, elongated figure with disproportionately long limbs gripping the vertical surface, its whip-like tail hanging. Then it moves. A sudden, spasmodic kick backward, torso twisting as if preparing to launch. What disturbs me most is its grip. Those oversized, splayed feet suggest adaptation, not accident. Online debate split immediately. Skeptics claim prosthetics or digital manipulation, but others note the musculature definition under harsh light feels anatomically consistent. If something this agile exists undetected in populated areas, how often does it watch us from above? What makes this footage genuinely unsettling isn't the creature itself, it's how the witnesses react as if watching something that shouldn't exist suddenly become undeniably real. The clip shows a massive winged creature crashing into shallow coastal water, rising on powerful legs, breathes out fire, then launching skyward in a plume of white smoke.
Oh, Jesus! Oh my God! Get back! It's moving! What is that? Oh, Jesus Christ!
The filmer and his friends panic, their voices frantic, shouting warnings to run as the beast takes flight. Online, debate centers on the CGI quality versus the raw terror in those voices. Personally, what unnerves me most is the creature's deliberate pause before ascending, as if deciding whether these witnesses were worth acknowledging at all. A basement flooded with murky water should only reveal debris and dirt, yet what appeared on camera moved like nothing natural. When the filmer first spotted this black, tendril-covered mass drifting in the floodwater, they thought it was just tangled roots or discarded hair. Then it lunged. The sheer speed of its movement, the way it contracted and exploded forward like a coiled spring, suggested an organism with purpose. Some viewers insist it's an aquatic worm species or displaced river creature. Others point out how it seems aware of the camera, pausing before striking. Personally, what disturbs me is this. If floodwaters can deliver something this alien into a basement, what else arrives unseen? Under bright daylight in a dusty Indian field, a crowd gathers as two uniformed men wrestle something netted and thrashing, a dark humanoid figure with massive black wings. The vlogger filming himself looks genuinely startled as the creature lunges, revealing glowing yellow eyes and rows of sharp teeth in an extreme close-up.
Look, you क्या मिल गया खेत में? पंख फट गए और पुलिस ने जाल में पकड़ा है। एकदम सामने देखो, उठने की कोशिश कर रही है। इसके पकड़ो, पीछे हटो सब। ओ, दांत देख रहे हो? शेर जैसे है यार। चुड़ैल है क्या? ढीला मत छोड़ना। देख रहे हो? अभी भी भागने की कोशिश कर रही है। पंख तो देखो, पूरा राक्षस लग रहा है। पुलिस
Online, viewers split instantly. Some insist it's obviously staged theater, pointing to the perfect camera angles and theatrical roaring. Others argue the crowd's reaction feels too organic, too many phones raised simultaneously. What unsettles me personally is how the creature moves, not like someone in a suit, but with violent, panicked intelligence, as if it knows exactly what capture means. This footage ignited fierce debate online, and once you see it, you'll understand why. The clip shows two pale, humanoid figures lying in what appears to be a glass preservation case, their skin textured and almost waxy under harsh lighting. For the first few seconds, their eye sockets and mouths are dark voids. Then, without warning, glossy black eyes fade into view, pupils dilating, and the mouths reveal reddish interiors. What disturbs me personally is the clinical presentation. This isn't found footage from a forest. It's staged like evidence in a lab. If these are specimens, who captured them, and why does this footage exist at all? The concrete floor glistens wet under harsh fluorescent lights as something pale and reptilian writhes in the corner, its claws scraping for purchase. The creature, muscular, featherless, spine ridged with bony protrusions, rights itself and then does something unexpected. It charges, not blindly, directly at the glass. Its mouth unhinges impossibly wide, rows of teeth framing a pink throat as it roars. From my perspective, what unnerves me isn't the aggression, it's the timing. It waited until it had footing, until it oriented toward the observer. Online debate erupted immediately. Skeptics insist it's animatronic or CGI, pointing to the polished skin texture. Others note the wet reflections, the breathing rhythm. If something this aware exists behind glass, what calculations is it making right now? What unsettles me most isn't the creature's skeletal appearance, it's how static it is, planted in that field like it belongs there. Someone filmed this thing from what looks like a safe distance. Notice how it doesn't lunge or flee. It simply exists, towering over that abandoned landscape like a monument. Online debate split immediately. Some insist it's a clever sculpture or art installation. Others point to the subtle swaying, arguing no statue moves like that. Personally, the segmented spine and those hanging tendrils suggest something organic. If this thing can root itself in open ground undetected, how many places could it hide? Deep in a farmyard frozen under infrared light, sheep cluster near their pen as a skeletal figure stands beside the barn, unnaturally tall, skin glowing pale against the darkness. What unsettles me most is the precision. It doesn't charge blindly. It waits, studies the animals, then launches itself in calculated leaps, pinning first a sheep, then the dog that dared stand. Online, some insist it's CGI or an edited hoax, yet others note the sheep's reaction before any movement, prey animals sensing predators long before humans do. If something hunts with that kind of patient strategy, choosing targets methodically, what stops it from calculating human patterns just as carefully? The footage appears to be recorded by a nature enthusiast documenting local wildlife in an arid African landscape. What he captures, however, is a creature of staggering proportions, a millipede stretching endlessly across the dirt path, its hundreds of pale legs rippling in hypnotic waves. From my perspective, what unsettles me most is not its size, but the mechanical precision of its movement, as if each segment operates independently yet in perfect coordination. Online, viewers split immediately. Some dismiss it as forced perspective or digital manipulation. Others insist these ancient arthropods can reach lengths far beyond what science officially acknowledges. If something this alien exists in broad daylight, what else might we be overlooking? Something massive shifts its weight across webbing, all 8 legs spreading with deliberate slowness, when sunlight filters through to reveal its true scale. The footage comes from a hiker who claimed to be tracking unusual animal sounds in remote woodland. What unsettles viewers most is how methodically it repositions itself, each hooked leg testing its grip as if fully aware it's being filmed. Online, skeptics insist it's CGI or a costume on wires, while cryptozoologists point to genuine regional reports of oversized arachnids in unexplored forests. Personally, what disturbs me is its stillness between movements, predators that patients suggest experience. If something this size can remain hidden until accidentally discovered, how many others have learned to avoid cameras entirely? The forest path is silent, branches tangled overhead like a canopy of bones, nothing but exposed roots beneath and gray light filtering through. Then it appears, a bipedal creature with a bleached skull for a head, antlers jutting upward, muscular torso mottled and decayed. The camera came close with unnatural jerky steps, swaying its head side to side as if testing the air. What disturbs me most is how it doesn't hesitate. No pause, no curiosity, just deliberate approach. It opens its jaws wide, rears up, and lunges. If this footage is real, something knows how to hunt humans. Under gray skies and what appears to be a routine excavation site, uniformed workers haul something gray and elongated from a muddy trench, assuming it's dead weight. What unsettles me isn't the figure itself, but how confidently they handle it, strapping it with orange rigging as if transporting construction debris.
Оно живое, смотри, шевелится. Поднимаем еще чуть-чуть, опихиваем машину.
Держи, давай. Давай, есть, осторожно.
Ёшкин кот, вырвалось.
Назад,
Оно на крыше, смотри.
Then, mid-load into the van, it moves. Not a twitch, a calculated shove. In one fluid motion, it launches onto the roof and crouches, tail dangling. Online debate split instantly. Elaborate street theater versus genuine unknown entity. Personally, what haunts me is its timing. Waiting until surrounded, then choosing the exact moment of maximum chaos. This footage divided viewers the moment it appeared online. Some called it proof of deep ocean giants rarely seen by humans, while others immediately questioned its authenticity. The creature's sheer size is what stops people. Those pale, segmented tentacles stretching across wet sand, each one thick as a human torso, belong to something that should not exist this close to shore. What unsettles me most is not the body itself, but what it implies. If something this massive can drift unnoticed until it dies, what else moves beneath those waves, still alive and watching? Straw crunches underfoot as 2 dogs stand guard in a barn lit only by infrared glow. Without warning, something pale and skeletal lunges from the back doorway. Limbs too long, movement too fast, scuttling forward like a spider wearing human skin. The dogs don't retreat. They bark, hold position, force it back into darkness. Then both charge after it. For 2 seconds, violent thrashing fills that black doorway before everything goes silent. Online, reactions split hard. Skeptics call it staged, pointing to the convenient camera angle. But rural farmers recognize that defensive instinct. Those dogs weren't acting. Personally, what unsettles me is the silence afterward. If they won, why didn't they return? What unsettles viewers most isn't the figure's skeletal frame or horned silhouette, it's how deliberately it walks toward the camera as if it knows exactly where the filmer is hiding. Uploaded without backstory, the clip sparked immediate debate. Skeptics pointed to the theatrical staging, the conveniently degraded VHS quality, the creature's costume-like loincloth. But believers countered with an uncomfortable detail. Its gait is too measured, too patient, lacking the exaggerated stumbling of typical horror effects. From my perspective, what lingers is its posture. Upright, confident, unbothered by being filmed. If something that gaunt can move through abandoned places unafraid, what does it understand about isolation that we don't? Somewhere in the dark, a man stands with raw meat in his hands while a small gray creature signals approval with a disturbingly human thumbs up. From my perspective, what unsettles me most isn't the alien appearance, it's the casual transaction, as if this feeding ritual has happened before. The creature doesn't hesitate or fear the camera, it simply reaches, pulls the flesh closer, and bites. Online debate exploded immediately. Skeptics insist it's obvious puppetry or CGI, pointing to the convenient darkness. Others argue the grainy footage and calculated movements suggest something filming what it wants us to see. From what appears to be commercial fishing boat footage, two crew members work urgently to secure an enormous deep-sea creature sprawled across their deck, a giant squid measuring several meters long, its red flesh glistening under flat daylight. One fisherman wrestles thick rope while his partner watches with yellow-gloved hands ready.
Easy, keep that line tight.
Got it. That's clearing the tail.
Remember this one?
Careful. Way.
Whoa, she's heavy, even dead.
Tighter loop there. You don't want it sliding overboard.
We'll set, and there, rope secure.
She's heavy, even dead, one mutters, a hint of awe breaking through their practiced efficiency. Online reactions split immediately. Skeptics pointed to known giant squid catches off Norway and New Zealand, calling it rare but documented. Others, however, noted something unsettling: the creature's sheer mass and the men's visible wariness, as if they'd pulled up something that shouldn't surface. Something massive moves across a sunlit hillside in what appears to be a coastal Mediterranean town, its 8 impossibly long legs carrying a body the size of a building over scrubland and trees. A boater filming casually suddenly zooms in, seemingly unable to process what he's seeing. The creature doesn't rush. It crawls with deliberate, almost methodical movements, as if completely unaware it's being watched. Online, the debate split instantly. Skeptics pointed to obvious CGI rendering, particularly how the legs don't disturb vegetation, but others noted the filmer's genuine panic and how the camera shakes, cutting away then desperately searching again. What unsettles me most is the creature's indifference, no reaction to boats, buildings, or people below.